record this.
Yeah.
It's recording, as you can see. You can see it.
Yes, I can see that it is recording.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna close this.
I'm so glad I grabbed 2 beers instead of just 1.
Stop running, you big baby. All right, here we go.
Also, I just really like these. Not sponsored by, but Luna Coffee Step by Hinterland. Go buy it. It's fucking delicious.
Also not sponsored by Arizona Arnold Palmer's.
Like Arnold. Yeah, Arnold Palmer's gonna sue the shit out of him. All right,
isn't Arnold Palmer dead?
Yes,
pretty sure. Yeah. Well, his family could.
No, Arnold Palmer is the name of the drink.
Yeah,
I thought it was based on his name.
Yeah, it's based off his name because it's a drink that he was famous for drinking.
Because he was a former alcoholic, so when he'd go to the bar, he'd ask for iced tea mixed with lemonade.
It's not bad though. It's not a bad combination. Well, Scott, it's your pick, so you get to start.
I hate you, Scott.
I mean, but you could equally hate me for choosing the parameters.
True. I mean, I could have picked a Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Oh, God, please no.
I would have had more fun.
No.
It's like there was a couple of George Lopez movies that I was like, I can do this, but I also really don't want to watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
I really don't want to watch Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
I like that movie. It's so insane.
It's I watched it somewhat recently with my niece, and I'm just like, this movie's wild.
Honestly, Robert Rodriguez should just make children's movies from now on.
Like there's the original Spy Kids was like, yeah, it's sort of like a, almost generic sort of like kids action movie. And then Spy Kids 2 is like, yo, we're going to go a little bit off deep. And then Spy Kids 3 is like, yo, you ever get sucked in a video game? And then let's just have all these things that we only like really half know about, so it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, let's
put Spy Kids was pretty wild though.
Yeah, the first Spy Kids, was
the thumblings are the creepiest things. I love them.
Nightmare.
Yeah, but I mean, look, Spy Kids Game Over gave us Game and Sylvester Stallone,
the toy maker.
Yeah.
But and we just don't talk about Spy Kids 4.
I don't even.
I never saw it. There's a 4th one.
Oh God, yes, there is, and it is not good.
Eric, I'm fucking with you. I know there's a 4th one. I'm just making sure that Is this sucks?
Major League 3.
God, yeah, we basically
one day.
No. Hell, no.
Like they're not. The thing is, they're not even in Spy Kids 4. They're not even Spy Kids. They're Spy Step Kids.
Stop explaining that.
Are you implying that step kids aren't real children?
No, but like the whole premise of the original Spy Kids is that they were the kids of spies. Like they were literally the children of spies.
The title has wide enough parameters that it could be any kind of kid.
It's like.
I thought the premise was I want to drop acid with Danny Trejo.
Technically,
I think that was the entire premise.
Technically, couldn't like Agent Cody Banks be a spy kid?
No. The thing is, he wouldn't because his parents aren't spies.
Also, we had a video now.
That being said, if it wasn't for the fact that Frankie Muniz literally doesn't have any memory of any of his acting career, I would absolutely love a new Agent Cody Banks movie where he trains a new kid.
He was really, really good in Criminal Minds in his episode.
Oh yeah, he was. I remember.
He was. Yeah.
It's such a shame that like his memory is so bad because he was such a fantastic actor as a child, and it's like actually devastating.
Right.
Anyway, that has nothing to do with the subject matter of this, and we're recording, so this can start at any point.
Yeah.
Let's just edit this bit in later.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. We're keeping this in. So Scott, it's your pick. So you get the opening.
I get the intro.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Welcome to Is It Rotten? I'm here with all of my co-hosts. I'm Scott. Sorry. I'm here with all of my my co-hosts. We got Eric down below me. We got Zach over on the other side there, and Mac.
Yay!
And today we are doing a classic comic book movie, Blade Trinity.
Yeah, wow, that is actually weird to think that Blade Trinity would be considered a classic comic book movie because it was 4 years before the MCU started.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
I was thinking like
Wild.
while watching
Can
it.
I ask
things
a
that are like showing up in
question
other
right off
comic
the
books.
bat about it?
What's
What's the Trinity?
It's him, Abigail, and Ryan Reynolds. That's the
Oh, I
Trinity.
thought-
Yeah, but there
thought
are
it was the
more.
amount
But
of
there are
times
more
you see Ryan
people.
Reynolds.
Than,
Yeah, but they die. They're the three that live, and the little girl. So it's yeah. Of course, there's fucking spoilers of a 16-year-old movie.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
no.
right? Yeah.
You have to admit though, like, you're like, I remember I'm watching the whole thing, going, "What exactly is Trinity about this?"
It's the 3 H's, Triple H.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, Triple H. He's in this.
It's the 3 types of vampire hunter: Blade, a Ranger, and Deadpool.
What a Deadpool! Oh shit! Damn it!
Yeah, he is just proto Deadpool again.
No, yeah. That's pretty much. Yeah, this is his demo reel to play
I
Deadpool.
gotta go first on my pitch.
Even though he does play Deadpool after this.
Yeah.
Oh, got my pitch.
Yeah, but with Deadpool, the way Deadpool 2 ended, does it actually matter?
No, it doesn't.
He can
No.
literally reboot himself as himself, and it still work continuity wise because Deadpool
He
has
didn't
no
he
continuity.
didn't reboot this movie though.
Yeah, he only rebooted. See what other movies did he?
Green Lantern,
Yeah,
he
Green
prevented
Lantern.
from happening.
He prevented Green Lantern from happening, and he sort of prevented Deadpool 2 from happening.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
actually,
The plot of Deadpool 2.
technically, he did shoot himself in X-Men Wolverine Origins. So
Yeah,
I
that
think-
too.
Yeah,
Well, he only prevented the climax of X-Men Origins Wolverine from happening. The rest of that movie still happened, and it's still a nightmare. But
Yeah.
Moving on.
That was
Does that
fun.
mean
though, when
Wolverine
he-
doesn't lose his memories?
yes,
Yeah.
no,
Maybe.
I still think that he fully could have gotten the drop on him with
Look.
the adamantium bullet, but
Look.
What a
The-
stupid
what a
adamantium
stupid
bullet.
concept, by the way.
Deadpool exists in the continuity of fuck continuity.
Yes.
So it doesn't
Yes.
really matter.
It's true.
Can we do X-Men Origins next?
No.
No.
Can we talk about this movie first?
Yes, let's
No.
talk about this movie.
I just want to piss Zach off.
I'm like, we literally can't cover next because next is Zach's pick, and there's no way Zach's picking that movie.
Hey, Zach, I got $100 here. We can do X-Men.
No, I've already told you guys what I'm picking next. And it's
Yeah, he has.
what I want to do for once.
All right. So how the show starts again? Oh yeah.
Scott, what is the best line?
No. We gotta go with our first
Thought.
thoughts on the movie
Oh.
and our first encounters with the movie.
Oh, my first thought was, why is it called Blade Trinity? So I went first, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just go. So my first encounter with this movie is I saw it on cable, like in college, and it is still the only Blade movie that I've watched.
Oh my God, no!
So the only Blade movie that I watched, the first time I had watched a Blade movie was in like 2012 on cable. And this is the first time I've actually watched it, curse words and all.
God almighty. I feel sad for you. So sad. So Eric, I feel sad for you.
Like Dracula Untold levels of bad.
Yeah.
Look.
Is this the
Look.
worst on-screen Dracula?
No.
No, not even close.
Really?
No.
I saw Brazilian Dracula. That was pretty bad.
Look,
I guess there-
legitimately, I actually really like what Dominic Purcell is doing with the role.
Really?
Legitimately, I like the whole immortal who's so fucking over all this bullshit.
No, I
He's just-
agree.
I think he's
I
terrible.
love that.
Like
It's
if you're gonna get one of the Prison Break guys, get Wentworth Miller.
This is before Prison Break.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Also, Wentworth Miller would be a terrible Dracula.
would he?
Yeah,
I think
no,
I think
yeah.
he'd be a good Dracula.
No.
Like a good, like over the top.
He would be a good henchman. Like a good number 2, but he's not.
I'm just trying to think.
Good, like sentient airplane.
What classic horror villain would Wentworth Miller really excel
Dr. Jekyll
at?
and Mr. Hyde.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Right, I agree.
Got it in one while drunk.
Yeah.
All right. I guess
It's not like I have the classic Invisible Man as my background or anything.
So I guess I'll go next. So look, Tim and Eric, I feel so sad for you. Anyway, I have so when I watched, look, I grew up with this series. Blade is one of the many films my parents just overlooked that I could see. And I remember I watched Blade and I loved it. I watched the VH tape and all. Motherfuckers motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. I remember that line and I use that in daily life and I always say, motherfucker, always trying to ice skate.
Daily?
Huh?
Daily life?
Daily
He
life.
says it in the mirror every morning.
Yes, I do. I said, motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. I always say that. That's like my go-to thing. Anyway, then I watched Blade 2 and I love Blade 2. Watched Blade 3 when I was a kid. I was like, all right, I'll dig it a little bit as a kid. So I went back and watched it. Once I got a little bit older and getting a little bit better, like once I got into film and watching film, I watched all 3 again. Loved 1, but I had some problems with it. Really, I loved 2. 2 was the favorite one of mine because Guillermo and how he does his monsters and everything.
Well, and it just has the best storyline.
Yeah, it was a better storyline than the first one because everybody looked at the first one, that's good, but the second one is just balls to the wall better, and I hate.
It's like I think just basic passing knowledge of what I know about the first Blade movie is that overall the actual plot of the first Blade movie is so small potatoes.
Yeah, it was like,
but it was also the first of its kind.
Yeah,
true.
But it's like it's almost as small potatoes as the first Deadpool. The first Deadpool was like the most small potatoes villains possible.
Right.
It's like the main bad guy was a henchman.
Then again, Blade doesn't have big potatoes to fight.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one felt kind of like the Dolph Lundgren Punisher. Like it was very gritty. Like
I love that movie. It's
really good.
Come on, God, answer me. Anyway, look, 2 was good. I loved it, and 3, I watched it again, and I was like, oh. As a person who watched film and looked at the details and everything, I was like, oof, bad. So then I went back and I was like, let me go watch it with the rose-colored glasses on. And I was like, okay, all right, good. It was all right with the rose-colored glasses on. But yeah, that's why I came away with it.
So, oh yeah, I guess. I saw this in theaters when it came out. I was a big fan of the Blade movies.
I don't know whether I feel more sorry for you or Eric now.
Look, I saw both Dragon Ball Evolution and The Last Airbender in theaters, so I think I lose.
Yeah,
I saw The Last Airbender not even midnight release because my friends couldn't get there in time. I had to wait till the 1 a.m. showing.
Oh, I definitely feel bad for you.
In 3D when we were supposed to see it regular.
3D, you are old.
I had literally the worst possible theater experience watching that movie.
I feel bad for you. Yeah, if I had a lighter. Yeah, airbending in your face. Yeah.
So I saw this movie in theaters. I didn't like it. I was very much let down from the previous movie, and I remember liking Ryan Reynolds in it. And then I saw it.
That's everyone's takeaway.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I saw it now, and pretty much the same.
Yeah, fair.
I can say, considering I'm the one who probably watched it literally the most recently, that's exactly what I think.
All right.
That's really the only take.
True.
And
True.
like honestly, I feel like my opinion on this movie is painted so much differently, having not really experienced Blade 1 and 2.
Which, well, that's the thing.
True.
It makes it interesting. It's like with the Turtles movie.
Yes.
That way, it gives you a very unique perspective.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But you were wrong. But it's understandable. Yeah, on that Turtles.
No, he was totally right about the Splinter scene being terrible.
Yeah, he was right, but he was shut the fuck up. Anyway,
Look, objectively, the Turtles in the movie don't go far enough in their personalities. They're just sort of like in this halfway point between the 80s series and the 2004 series.
We'll fight it later.
we'll do it when we do Turtles: Secret in the Ooze. Okay.
We will not do We will not do that movie.
Come on, go Ninja, go. Okay. Let's go ahead and get to the part which I'm gonna enjoy with Zach. Zach, what is your favorite line from this film?
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's going to be a Hannibal King line.
Oh yeah.
It was hide and go suck as their little cabana boy. Like that actually made me laugh out loud.
That was legitimately the point where I'm like, oh, this is literally 100% proto Deadpool.
It is.
It's like this. It's like if you could have combined this performance with the X-Men Origins Wolverine performance, it's like that is actually what we got in the first Deadpool.
No,
movie.
that would have been.
I specifically meant the Wade Wilson performance from the first half of the movie.
Sorry.
He is so good in that first half of the movie.
Sorry, I had to do that. I want to say, as a comic, I don't know how much comics you guys read. This Hannibal King, not a goddamn thing like Hannibal King in the comics.
I
don't fucking care.
Yeah, I don't think they're trying to adhere to any.
I mean, also, wasn't Blade nothing like Blade in the comics too?
Yeah.
So,
Well, he's just as psychotic.
Yeah.
Or we could go with the animated series version.
All right, Eric, what is your favorite line?
Just so that we're not overly flooded with Hannibal King lines, and also so that I 100% know that I'm probably sniping this from Mac, it is, kill you, motherfucker, I'll kill you.
Damn it!
You actually sniped it from me.
But my Hannibal King line is it's like, I date a lot of wealthy men.
I do actually have a second Hannibal King one, but I want to
there's just so much to pull from that it's like it's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, just give his script and we have a much better movie.
Yeah.
Just the rest of it just goes away.
Okay. Shit. Damn it, Eric. That was gonna be motherfucker. I kill you. Fuck. I was gonna use that. So I gotta go with Hannibal King. I guess my favorite line is while it is pretty gritty and it was nasty, it was the way it sounded nasty. It was the way he delivered it that was funny. So he did it, and this is why I knew that Ryan Reynolds is becoming Deadpool. He said, that bitch right there, that girl, that bitch do not have things that you can see. She don't have things in her mouth. It's in her vagina. She bites you like that. I was like, oh crap, that's Deadpool. That's Deadpool.
That's see, and that
was not on my list, but I thought about putting it there.
Yeah.
That line, it's like really highlights my love of great lines with zero reaction.
Yeah.
It's like he said that, and then there was just nothing from Wesley Snipes. I'm like,
it made me want to go rewatch Teeth.
And to be fair,
Oh.
Wesley Snipes wasn't actually there when they filmed that, so he really had nothing to go off.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Can we just say what? Can we just go with the story of Patton Oswalt where he said he played?
Here, let me do my lines first, and then we'll get to Patton's stories.
Yeah.
All right. Mine is actually none of the main characters, since you took mine. It's the detectives when they first capture Blade. They're like, "You're a stone cold killer, and you're sick as fuck." I just love the way they deliver that
They're
line.
complimenting him to be good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, and I guess if I had-
that was James Remar, right?
Yeah, James Remar and his partner. Yeah, but if I'm gonna pick a Hannibal line, it'll be I just ate a lot of garlic and I just farted. Silent but deadly.
See, my other one was the Care Bears one, where we were gonna go with the Care Bears. So that was
It was taken.
Damn it. All right, well, can we now we got let's talk about what Patton Oswalt did. Talked about that he literally played Blade. That what's his name? Literally played Blade on set, off set, everywhere he was on. That was just a funny story. He's
I
Like
think
sign
he
little
thinks-
post-it notes Blade.
I think he is. I think he just thinks he's Blade still.
He was also apparently just getting high all the time. He was just stoned out of his mind.
That
And, like,
explains
the-
a lot of the line deliveries.
he do. That's exactly why I go. Motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill because he probably looks in the mirror and go, motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. You the guy. Come on, motherfucker. Motherfucker, I'm Blade.
Yeah, and he was like feuding with the director, with David Goyer. David S. Goyer.
David S. Goyer, yeah.
To be honest, like he hasn't done anything really that good to begin with.
I
True.
think he co-wrote The Dark Knight.
He co-wrote The Dark Knight, but he also did The Invisible, The Unborn, and Zigzag. Those are his film directing credits.
And
What
Batman
is
v
Zigzag?
Superman.
Oh, and he wrote for Terminator Dark Fate.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay.
Time. And Dawn of Justice.
Oh yes.
And Man of Steel.
Yes.
He does good work.
Did you just feel like your soul leave your body when you said that? I'm curious. Oh, and Spirit of Vengeance.
Oof.
Oh crap.
Oh, so
And
it goes-
Jumper.
Can we do Spirit of Justice next?
And
Actually, you know what?
City Angels.
Jumper's not awful.
No.
It's not good.
Jumper's not awful, but
It's not good.
yeah.
Look,
All right.
it's
Serviceable.
an okay. It's an okay movie.
Eric, like, I can't do this.
It is an okay movie.
Jamie Bell should have been the lead.
Yes. All right. Well, that said, people, what is our favorite thing? Zach.
A sec. This is gonna sound odd coming from me, but I like the whole Whistler's Last Stand sequence.
You know what? Yeah.
It, like,
It wasn't
even
a
though it's stupid as hell, they basically packed his computers with C4. It sounds like something Whistler would actually do.
Yeah.
And just the middle finger at the end from Chris Christopherson was just great.
right.
That was good. Chris Christopherson was really good in this.
He was.
For like the 2 scenes he was in.
Mhm.
Because he wasn't coming back for any reason
Hell
whatsoever.
no.
I mean, like, but they killed him in the first movie, and spoilers. They kill him in the first movie, and he comes back in the second movie, and then they kill him again at the beginning of this one. It's like it kind of loses a little bit
Yeah.
as it goes.
Yeah.
It's like killing Loki.
Yeah.
Want to kill Loki again? Oh.
Yeah,
He would have been back in
can't-
Blade 4, so.
Yeah,
Exactly,
he probably
yeah.
will. Yeah, he'll be back.
He was back at the end of this movie. Except he was Dracula.
I was gonna say, the
Excuse
fact that
me,
they called
Drake.
Dracula Drake.
Drake.
is-
I hate that so much.
I hate it too.
He used to call Blade on his cell phone.
Shut up, Eric.
No, he just wants to do the Tootsie slide all day.
Actually, at this point, Drake was just an actor on Degrassi, so.
That's right.
They literally could have gotten Drake to play Drake at that point.
Oh shit! Let Drake know. Like, she said, "Do you love me?"
And then we had Drake Bell in there to kill him.
She said, "Do you love
Actually,
me?"
I'm gonna make a quick check of what season Degrassi was on in
I
2004.
have never seen a single episode, so I wouldn't know.
Me neither. I'm just aware that he like got shot or something.
Yeah. Oh, that was season 3. He was still walking around.
Yeah. Meek Mill's play that every day.
He wouldn't have been shot for another 3 seasons.
Then they got that "do what you say" when you get shot. Do what you say.
Do they have vampires in Canada?
It's what you say. Oh, that you only meant well. Yeah, that.
They do have vampires, but they actually only suck maple syrup. But since it's present in all Canadian blood, they just drink blood.
Canadians cussing us out, right?
I'm not Canadian, but I'll chug maple syrup. Put it in front of me.
It's probably delicious. I bet their maple syrup is delicious. All right.
Maple syrup is delicious.
So my favorite scene, it's actually just a very small moment at the very beginning of the movie when they're in the sun protective suits and then they get out and then just the one guy just looks back at the sun and gives the double middle fingers to it.
Okay.
I fucking love that.
So good.
First thing I wrote, looks like Peter Quill's mask.
Yeah, pretty much.
It looks exactly like Star-Lord's mask.
There's a lot of things like from this movie that I remember seeing in later movies. Like the opening scene is very similar to like what happens in X-Men Apocalypse. The whole interrogation feels like
you
very
just brought
Dark
the
Knight.
whole room down, man.
I'm sorry. I'm just
Why
saying.
did you do that?
But it came like years before all of these movies. It's
Are you
like
gonna reference Dark Phoenix next?
maybe there might be elements of Dark Phoenix in there.
Oh, well,
There are elements of the X-Men: The Last Stand in there with the virus that kills all the mutants. I'm sorry.
I feel bad now.
All right. I guess I got to go. Look. When I first saw this, I thought it was stupid. But as I got into it, as a kid, I thought it was stupid. As I've grown a little bit, it's growing on me a little bit. The teddy bear, when he throws the teddy, when Hannibal Caine introduced himself, goes literally has a sign on him, and it don't say Hannibal Caine. It just says "fuck me."
That's not a teddy bear.
It was on him. It was a note said "fuck
No,
me."
but it wasn't a teddy bear. It was just a doll.
Yeah,
No, and that's also wasn't Hannibal King.
Hannibal King.
That was
You have
Abigail.
completely misremembered your favorite scene. This tells a lot about this.
It was Abigail pretending to be a helpless lady going down to the subway, and the vampires chased after her.
No. I'm talking about when he goes to say Blade. When they say Blade, because he does say Blade. He technically does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It says "fuck you." It says "fuck."
Because literally both had "fuck you" in writing.
My bad. I meant when
I thought that was a nice little touch in sort of connecting their character.
See, what I always wish when instead of "fuck you," it says it's "suck you."
Yeah.
Just to make the pun terrible.
Yeah, but I like "fuck you" better. Just go "fuck you," and I was like, "Oh, this is stupid." When I was a kid, and as an adult, I was like, huh, "Okay, this is pretty funny."
A little clever.
I liked it. So yeah, I like that scene. He comes in there, and then the vampire says, "It's Hannibal Caine." I was like, "Oh shit!"
Why did they know who he is?
Because the main vampires turned him, and then
I mean, why do they know it's him specifically right away off of that? Is what I mean.
That's a good question.
Because they literally saw him. I'm sure at one point he didn't have a beard, but it's like, look at that Ryan Reynolds motherfucker. It's Hannibal King.
It's Hannibal King.
Also, it's the first reference to the Cure after the first one.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's not even the same Cure though. They say that that Natasha Lyonne's character made this one,
which is so confusing.
Yeah.
So, like, vampirism has been cured in all 3 films.
Well, but like, does the cure only work on people who have been turned into vampires, or like
the first one?
Yeah,
that's the rules.
Okay.
Second one, no one's entirely sure. Third one, even less sure.
Because like, just imagine you fucking cure Dracula of vampirism, and then what the fuck happens?
I mean, we saw it.
Oh yeah,
he killed all the vampires.
Yeah,
he genocided.
That wasn't the cure. That was the virus.
Also, Blade is still technically a vampire.
Yeah, he is still
And
technically
alive.
a vampire and
He's
alive.
the last
Like if that would have
time.
made him like his human half would have made him like full human, then that would have been such a better ending.
Yeah, but then, like, you
Technically,
can't
we
leave it over
don't
his-
know if he's still a vampire.
We
We just
do.
know he survived.
Well, we know because of the thirst always wins line.
Okay. I'm getting it down here. Scott, help us out here.
I like that whole first interrogation with Blade when he first gets captured after Whistler's death, with John Michael Higgins revealing that he's a familiar. I like that whole scene. I like the vibe of it. I said The Dark Knight before. It's not anywhere near as good, obviously,
No.
but yeah, you get.
Well, he's a psychopath. Yeah, we knew that.
It's not like he's been murdering people for 2 straight movies.
This is like one of those movies where you're like, oh wow, he was in it, and he was in it, and oh hey look, there's Patton Oswalt.
Then again, Patton Oswalt will show up wherever there's money.
Yeah.
It's true.
He did Minecraft story mode. I'm not kidding. That's
Yo,
true.
look,
That's in his wheelhouse. I see that.
at their peak, Telltale had a lot of pull.
And then they had Minecraft story mode.
Minecraft Story Mode's like one of the only couple. It's like one of like 3 series that actually had a season 2.
My problem with it is they wasted Paul Rubens.
A little bit, yeah. They did in fact
Wasting Paul Rubens, I believe, should be a capital offense. Just saying. Like,
All right.
Gotham used him better as Penguin's father, which makes more sense than anyone is ever willing to admit.
This is true. All right, Zach, let's get to your favorite part. You can finally breathe now.
All right. Okay.
Get into it. Your worst thing.
I'm gonna start off on the other things I have above that even. There is no movie more 2004 than this movie. I literally have this written down, and I believe it is one of the most true statements I have ever written.
Yeah, just the amount of times that Abigail is changing her iPod playlist.
Oh,
and has and the midriff
Big bulk,
riff
yeah.
is showing.
Yeah.
But by the way, why I'm so confused with the sleeves in the breakout scene. It's like it's not really like a good or bad thing. I'm just confused as to why she wore an outfit that had unzippable sleeves instead of just not wearing an outfit that had no sleeves.
I do know that
cinematic.
archers back in the medieval ages, they had snap like things that would unhook for that so they could use them more accurately. That I do know. I don't know why zippers.
They had a zipper fetish. Let's get it.
More than likely. Other one. Why would you take off the headgear after you get down there in the first opening thing? Why would you ever take that off if the sun can burn you alive?
Well, I mean, and the guy gets his head bitten off either way.
Yeah.
And then he burned because he didn't have his fucking head thing on.
Well, yeah, but he would have burned. His head was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it burns the guys next to him.
Zach, you got 10 minutes.
Also, them calling him Dagon for that minute pissed me off because it's a Lovecraft thing. And why is she a vampire shocked by all the corpses that Dracula has in his room?
It's like I don't think it was
All
so
good
much.
questions.
I think just the straight amount over because like it's like it was probably more like I was here an hour ago. You went through all these people in like an hour.
They probably wanted more bodies but couldn't afford them.
Yeah.
But you have to admit that's just weird. Like, especially seeing the body farm thing towards the end of the movie.
That's also true, yeah.
And then the line, it looks like we have ourselves a combo meal, is just too terrible for me.
Yeah.
Like, that's the worst comic one. The worst serious one is anger turned inward, where I'm like, that's depression. What are you talking about, Blade? Turning anger on yourself is depression. It's not what?
Well, Blade's not exactly like an emotional.
Yeah, that actually just
striving.
kind of leads into my worst line.
Okay,
So it's
perfect.
it's right before that where it's like when everybody's like dead, and then he's just like, use it, use it, use it. Like no context, as like I'm like, because like I'm sure he means use that anger, but I'm like, or do you think she was turned into a vampire and you want her to kill her?
That was his "it's not your fault" moment.
Yeah.
How
I'm
does that work even then?
Yeah, because it's just like it's like there's like no real context to what he's saying other than I think you're angry, use it.
It's actually even more confusing considering like basically the same thing happens to Whistler in Blade 1.
Yeah.
And then he comes back in the second movie. So like Natasha Lyonne, we're assuming is going to be fine. Also, we have no connection to it.
What's the Ethan Hawke movie about vampires?
Daybreak.
He gets cured the same way in that second movie, by the way, as that thing of a film. Oh, I forgot my image. This is the worst part of the movie.
Oh my God! What the hell?
He gets his inhaler and he gets a boner. I'm sorry. It's the truth.
It was
Pronounced.
Strangely framed.
No, it's not framed. That's a boner. I don't care what anyone.
Okay. Damn it, Zach.
It's the pleats.
I told you I had a snapshot.
All right, Mac.
Now defend this movie, Mac.
No. My worst line is Coochie Coo when he did that.
Oh yeah, that was
one of my best.
I actually kind of like that too because it was just kind of like you could tell he was so baked. Like it was a fourth wall break of being just totally baked out of his gourd.
No,
I don't even think he knew the cameras were on.
It's just like
it's like you could tell that wasn't in the script. He's just like, I'm gonna keep doing it, and they're gonna have to leave it in.
Oh, I don't think he knew that they were filming. I think that they had cut.
He was actually just playing Catch the Baby with Dominic Purcell.
Right.
I could believe this.
It's just it just didn't work with me. I was like, I'm sorry.
I love that baby toss. That was a great moment in cinema.
Well, I love that he's talking about honor as he's holding a baby off a line. Yeah, no, they know nothing of honor. Watch as I try and drop this baby.
Scott.
What are we doing? Worst line, right?
Yeah, worst line.
Worst line. All right. It was from the Jessica Biel's intro scene where she like kills all the vampires and then she goes back and gives the line that was given to her back. She says, "Scream if this hurts, little chica." It's just terrible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, honestly, like, go if you're gonna do that, like, go scream if this hurts, puta, or something. Like, go hard.
Yeah, it's an R-rated movie, you know. Just fucking go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, the least she could have done was change the gendering of the line to actually reflect the fact that she beat males up. But that grammatically, that line makes no sense.
Oh, go, get ready to be a chica, Chico.
It could be worse. She could have killed. It could have been Justin Timberlake. She could have killed.
I guess. I mean, yeah, like they could have if they were together at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they were together at that point.
Jessica Biel and JT are still married.
Oh, we know. I'm talking about during that film.
Also, Jessica Biel, anti-vaxxer. Congratulations.
Oof.
Okay, worst thing, Zach. Killing the vibe.
Okay, the arrow testing.
Of course it is.
Oh, the montage?
I'm sorry. Bows don't work that way.
Yeah, we don't.
Quote a famous reviewer that no one else probably remembers.
Out of all the shit you pitched that one.
I'm sorry. I grew up out in the woods with bows and shit. I know how they work.
I thought you were gonna
There's
say
no
something.
reason to test the speed of your bow that way. It's all about the pull strength. There is no reasoning.
Also, did
Zero.
anybody get like Electra vibes with the sandbags falling down?
Yeah, I did too.
You got Electra vibes without the erection, yes.
No, Blade had the erection. You
Yeah,
just
Blade.
showed us.
See?
But he got the erection from Hannibal King.
That's right.
So true.
And Hannibal King at least twice showed us his pubes. It was like
Also true.
inches away from.
Also, he claimed to suck and fuck a lot of things, so...
Yeah.
True. There's a lot of talk about sucking and fucking.
And he was with Scarlett
When
Johansson.
did you see my
probably.
penis? wrong takeaway from that, my dude.
Is
Triple H
there
is
a wrong
great.
takeaway from anything in this film?
All right, Eric.
All right. So, you know how in the first third of this movie, Blade was hunted by the FBI, and they broke out of an FBI, interrogation holding cell,
Quantico
whatever
thing.
you want to call it. And then Blade's just walking around for the rest of the fucking movie in broad daylight,
In full...
in full garb, and like he's
Hannibal
walking
King's
around
got
with two other
steak,
people,
literally.
completely non-conspicuous, like fucking Hannibal King's got literal stakes on a bandolier,
And
which
a
is
target
the
on his
biggest
back.
mistake that he could have possibly made because he gets stabbed with one of them. And they're knowing full well that he is on the regional FBI's wanted list. They have a wanted poster of him. They have seen his face, and he is still walking around in the middle of the goddamn day.
Also, does the FBI
And
know
just
about
because you're a
Whistler's
day
daughter?
walker doesn't mean you can't keep to the goddamn shadows.
Point.
Look, the FBI is all vampires,
But
all
also,
reptilians.
the FBI does nothing for 2/3 of the movie.
I
So,
forgot they were
It's
in it.
justified.
Disappear,
That's
yeah.
like up until the end of the movie where they, spoilers, I guess, when they take Blade's body, but it turns out to be Drake.
Why did that happen?
Because, like, honor.
Yeah, but like when he dies, would he just stay the same? Would he just stay as Blade? Wouldn't he become Drake again? Or even his original form?
I assume that because he's fucking Dracula, he took forever to actually die.
Wait,
So he
Blade
was actually
fuck-
still alive during that entire thing.
Wait. There was a scene when Blade was fucking Dracula? I didn't see that.
It was a deleted scene right after the
Yeah.
boner scene.
Honestly, that would definitely...
But it was
rank-
actually while he was disguised as Chris Christopherson.
It was weird.
And somehow Jessica Biel gets pregnant from that. That's it. Let's just go complete non sequitur there.
All right.
This is not the end yet, damn it.
All right, Mac.
I need a drink after this shit.
Hey, I got prepared.
Okay.
This is all your fault.
Well, no, it's not my fault. It's Scott's fault, technically.
No, it's your fault for not having booze on hand.
Oh, yeah, true. That is true. Look, my least, I mean, the thing that I hate the most was the monetization of Dracula. Dracula being monetized. Dracula is
Hot
meta.
topic scene.
Hot
Oh
topic.
yeah. That was also in consideration, but then I'm just like, I got really annoyed.
Yeah,
Like waiting for Zach to finish watching this movie, I just got more and more annoyed at the FBI in this
Yeah.
movie. It's just like it just started stewing.
I
It
know,
was like,
I know.
It's such a blurb comparatively.
Yeah. I mean, I admit yours is bad, Eric, but I don't. I'm not trying to say mine is worse, but that mine is the
it's like it's such a nothing scene, but it just really actually adds to just the like we talked about at the top of the show, Dominic Purcell's portrayal of this Dracula being so over vampire bullshit.
Mhm.
Also, yeah, it's like one of his only scenes.
Okay,
really,
is it
that has
just
any
me or
character.
does this movie have a very disturbing subtext of racial purity in parts?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I think that comes with like vampires.
But
No,
like,
not always.
Not
But-
always. I
like,
think, yeah,
see-
I think with Blade especially, I feel like
Blade 2 has it more than Blade.
Yeah.
Than Blade 1.
I would fully agree with you if it wasn't for the scene where literally Dracula's just like, dude, you're just the fucking future.
No, I'm not saying whether they're saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying there's a subtext in it.
Yeah, but like literally, he calls somebody who's only half vampire the future. So it's like
Yeah, no.
it's like taking the fact that he is black out of the equation, but totally it is in the equation. That's like the actual one thing that's like.
Well, Blade's
the subtext is always there with vampires, but
here's the thing: did the other vampires ever know how Blade was made?
I don't know.
in the first movie, yeah.
Then why didn't they ever try and replicate it? As fucked up as that would be, they were making human farms of people. Their ethical line doesn't exist.
It was probably such a lightning strike moment, and for all we know, they probably did try.
Steven
It just
Dorff
didn't
got
work.
preoccupied with the blood god shit. He wasn't focused on having another kid.
Okay, that also in this one, Dracula claims there is no god, even though there's a blood god in Blade 1.
This is true. Yeah.
Scott.
He the blood god?
Yeah.
But also Dracula was a Sumerian god, so
Scott.
Worst scene. Okay, I was actually gonna pick the Hot Topic scene,
Damn it.
including the weird like Dracula walking around music video, right leading up to that.
the Dracula walking around music video set to a song about Blade.
Yeah.
It was
by the
it
RZA.
was very confusing, but I'm like, all right, soundtrack. Yeah, you had
All that would need to happen was Snoop Dogg to walk through, and I'd be like, I'm watching Bones again, aren't I?
We're not doing Bones, Zach.
Okay, Dracula 3000.
the only 3000 movie I would want to watch is Pinocchio 3000.
We are not.
What?
watching
Not
that.
Mr. 3000.
Only if it stars Andre Ice Cold 3000.
No.
All right, so my backup worst scene is the Blade Drake foot chase through the buildings. The action is terrible. It looks awful.
It ends with Kuchiku.
It ends with Coochie Coo.
Also, okay, I don't know if you guys know anything about playing guitar. That is not a riff you do accidentally. It would have sounded like ding or something, not like an actual guitar riff. I don't know why that pissed me off. But it did.
All right.
There's a lot to hate in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, I did want to say one scene I did like was the Pac-Man scene. That was funny.
Yeah, we call him
With the
Pac-Man.
dog. Yeah.
Oh,
The Pomeranians
we
are great.
didn't really talk about. It's like in the final fight, it's like there's just for so long it's Blade and Abigail doing stuff, but the entire time you're just like, is Hannibal just still there getting dressed?
Yeah.
Because like
And
it
then
took
later-
Blade all of 2 seconds to get dressed during the breakout
I love
scene,
that
but
he
he's
ends
still
up
getting dressed.
I love that he ends up exactly where he started.
Yeah.
Also, Eric, you probably wouldn't know this, but the mouth thing is from Blade 2.
Yeah, the way the mouth splits open.
So that's actually a reference.
I thought it was an alien reference. So
No, that's from 2. Yeah.
because
I love
it's
how,
like
the heroes of the
it's kind of
movie-
like a combination of the alien tongue with the predator jowls.
It exactly.
Oh, yeah,
well,
yeah.
and that's why it's Guimero is
Hmm.
fuck.
Yeah. Guimero's like, I hate you guys.
But in this movie, like the heroes do all of like the bad guy things. Like Ryan Reynolds kills a bunch of dogs. They're talking about genociding a bunch of people. It's
They
hard
literally
to root for
kill
them.
a warehouse full of people
They do.
Yeah.
that are asleep.
Yeah, he just does it really casually, just like turn it off.
Turn it off.
Turn off.
It's like what's the shut off password? Use it.
Okay.
And I'm like, I probably could have just told you to shut it off, but I had to ask what the password
Okay,
was.
here's my
I was
question.
just curious.
If they have the tech to do all this, do you think they would have had the tech to create synthetic blood by that point?
They
Right, yeah.
absolutely would have. They
Or
That's
like,
basically what the
So they
serum
are
is,
very
right?
dumb. The vampires are dumb. Blade is dumb. Everybody's dumb.
Isn't
Are-
the serum essentially like synthetic blood? Couldn't the vampires
Exactly.
theoretically use the serum?
Oh,
they just want to be dicks about it.
Just
yeah.
make yourselves known. What are they waiting for? Just make yourselves known.
All right.
Honestly, at this point, why were they even still hidden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, they weren't. They were talking about it on the news.
Mm,
Well, yeah, but everyone was talking about it how it was like a joke.
Oh God, if this was like now, that would totally have been Alex
Oh.
Jones.
Yeah, right.
That would have been Alex.
There are vampires.
It would have been fun.
there's a
The
vampire.
vampires
game.
stuck in the
If
fucking
it-
frogs, yay!
If it happened today,
And they're Democrats. So.
by the time that Blade had made it to the FBI interrogation room, there would have been already 2 competing protests outside.
Alex Jones would be like, "We're gonna get them! We're gonna get them!"
Vampire lives matter.
I'm sick of the serum. They're turning the frogs gay. What are you talking about?
Would that be like Unlives Matter? How would that?
Unlives
How would you
Matter.
even sloganize that? That seems complicated.
Oh, it's so weird that this is going to come out a month from now.
Yeah.
Here's my question, Eric. Do you think that will even matter?
No, I 100% believe that this would still be going on a month from now.
All right. Well, Zach, do I even?
We're recording it in the middle of June right now for context.
For context, middle of June.
June 2020.
Mm-hmm. Zach, do I even have to ask? Is it rotten? Come on.
Oh, it's totally rotten. You're not going to be happy with the score I gave it either.
Okay. What's your score?
15%.
Wow. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Cool.
And the 15% is literally the amount of time I found Hannibal King enjoyable.
Okay. Fine. Then.
That's it.
Eric, is it rotten?
I'm going to throw everybody for a real fucking loop right now.
Oh, no.
I actually don't think this movie's rotten.
What?
I like this movie. I'm giving it a 61.
I think context is the missing ingredient
Yeah,
there, so I can respect it.
No, yeah, like that's knowing that by the end of this, I knew I was going to be the only one to not give it. I needed to 100% give the context that I have not seen Blade 1 or 2. So on its own, without those contexts, I think this movie.
I feel like people would give Dark Knight
it's bad.
Rises a fully fresh rating if they'd not seen The Dark
Dark
Knight
Knight.
or Batman Begins.
Yeah,
That's how I
Yeah.
feel.
or like how people would enjoy Man of Steel if they knew nothing about Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
How
fair. Billy does really like Man of Steel.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
That's not fair. That's really not fair. He'll probably come in here and cuss us out. Go ahead and do me, guys.
I immediately reneged on that statement.
No, thank you, Mac. You can do yourself.
No. Actually, is it right? Come
All
on.
right, Mac. Is it rotten?
Yes. I would have to say yes. Look, I sing Blade 1 and Blade 2, and this is literally inferior to those other two. Right now, the critics are giving it a 26. It's really low. I think it's between that area between fresh and rotten, so I would give it a 60 is fresh, right?
60 is fresh.
I would give it a fit. And I'm looking on Rotten Tomatoes, and the audience give it a 59, and that's exactly where I'm at too. I'm giving it a 59. It has moments where I'm like, okay,
It's not goofy enough to be fun for me.
I understand that, but for me, Ryan Reynolds saved this movie from being. If there's no Ryan, okay, Zach, let me put it like this, just to make you a little happy. If Ryan Reynolds was not in this film, this would definitely get a 15. But Ryan Reynolds exceedingly makes.
Dude, this is beer 5. I'm plenty happy.
Okay. But that's the way I see it. If Ryan Reynolds is not in this film, this would be I'm with Zach all the way. This is a god awful movie. But Ryan Reynolds does enough for me to be entertained a little bit. So
Okay.
yeah, 59.
Yeah, for me, it's pretty much like the same thoughts, but not quite redeeming enough to give it like a 59. You said 59, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go and give it a 33.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because it's pretty bad.
It's
Ryan
pretty
Reynolds is
bad.
kind of the only redeeming factor.
Well, it's pretty bad, but like I said, I like Ryan Reynolds, and it made me love Ryan Reynolds more. So I'm sorry.
Like,
That's
and this
just
movie had Parker Posey, and she's just kind of like okay.
she's yeah.
Oh, it's like first things your hairdo is ridiculous.
Which it was.
It
Yeah.
was.
Just make her
over-
the main villain. Get
Okay,
out.
I have a
out
question
Dracula
about all
altogether.
the Blade movies. Eric, you're exempt here. Why are they all obsessed with the goth subculture?
Because
This seems like
because
the
the goth
biggest.
subculture
their
is
culture.
obsessed with vampires. It's a two-way street.
No,
Anyway.
I don't, no. It would be
Their
a terrible two-way street though, because it'd make
Absolutely.
it easier to find.
I mean, I think it varies a little bit because, like, in the first movie, that blood rave place, that was kind of like techno culture.
Well, no, it's rivet heads. Those are technically goths.
Yeah. Average score of 42, by the way.
What? And
For-
yes, I know. I wasn't a goth. I had a cousin who was a rivet head, so I do know my subculture that way.
Yeah. Our average score is a 42. So we as a group gave this a 40.
Let's see. Average score 42. Here we go.
Yeah.
About yay tall.
All right. So, guys, I've been waiting to do this for a long time. Let's pitch a sequel.
All
All right, Mac. Here we go. You've been waiting to do this for a long time.
Oh no, I start.
Fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead, fucker.
Okay, this is going to be a little unconventional as usual. I want like a doctor sing-along blog thing with nothing but Hannibal King.
Hannibal King's Slay Along blog.
Exactly. Like, I feel like in the modern era, Hannibal King would totally have a YouTube channel
Yeah.
and totally make videos.
And without
And I
vampires
think
to kill, what else is he gonna do?
Exactly. I think it would be amazing. I think that would actually redeem part of this film.
Hannibal King would 100% have been a Vine star.
Yes. Hey, guys, you want to know how you kill a vampire?
I have never watched a Vine.
Never.
Look,
Not even Will Sasso's
here's
Lemon
the
Vine?
thing. You 100% have accidentally watched a Vine that has been reposted on Twitter.
Possibly.
So,
Oh, true,
yeah,
Um,
there's no way that you haven't seen a Vine. You've just never seen it on Vine.
But I just feel like he's the kind of guy that would have like a Joe Rogan style podcast too.
Right.
And I would love. Can you imagine him and Joe Rogan getting high as fuck, talking about vampires?
Talking about vampires, exactly.
I'd watch that.
You don't understand, Joe. There's an underground of vampires. They're gone now.
Oh, then
But
he-
yeah,
then
like
he- yeah.
100% he would fully be Thomas Sanders level Vine star, where he would quick do something, make a one-liner, and that's the end.
All right, go.
I'm gonna miss this one because I got to piss. But
Go ahead,
All right.
you guys go.
Eric.
All right, so mine's gonna sort of be because we know there's a new Blade movie coming out starring Mahershala Ali.
Correct.
So here's how we put the Blade timeline into the MCU.
Okay.
So obviously, Blade takes place in 1999 to 2004. The three Blade movies take place, and then Blade goes off into who knows where. Now, the current timeline of the MCU is in like 2024, meaning that there's a full 20 years between then and now. Now, what we do know is that, Drake, Dracula, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he got injected with this and then sent out the virus, killed off all the vampires except for Blade. Now, what this has done to Blade is that it has given him the ability to shapeshift, to sort of rejuvenate his form.
Okay.
And we start off the movie as Wesley Snipes, but then it's like he's like, there's only really one way that I can still keep up with all these kids out here, and then he just sort of into Mahershala Ali, and then the fucking movie starts. And whatever the MCU has planned for Blade, that's just how the movie starts.
Okay, that's pretty.
Okay,
the
all I saw was field goal, but okay.
No, all right. quick rundown. Putting the Blade trilogy into the MCU by having the virus affecting Blade give him Dracula shape-shifting powers, and at the beginning of the MCU movie, he goes from Wesley Snipes into Mahershala Ali.
I'm right with this.
I'm right with that too. But Eric, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm actually going to try to pitch this timeline into the movie too. Here we go. Finally, I get to do my pitch. Look, here's what's going to happen, guys. Look, I think that we're going to get in this. I think what will happen is all that shit that happened during this film happened before the snap. So that means when the snap happened, all that shit is done. It's erased. So what happens is when Loki took the Tesseract, it fucked up that whole timeline between him and Blade. So that Tesseract has something to do with Blade. That has to do with the movies, those 3 movies. So with Loki, what I'm saying is, if Loki didn't get that Tesseract, it would have the whole Blade movie.
What's a Tesseract?
Whatever that thing.
The Tesseract, the Space Stone.
The Space
No,
Stone.
I know. I'm just saying, like, what's a Tesseract? Quick
It's like a library bookcase that you can travel through time and talk to your daughter through.
Yep.
Yeah. Look,
I love you, Marvel.
look. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that if Loki didn't get the item that he was supposed to get, and at the end of Endgame, spoilers, disappeared, then if
It was
Loki,
really the middle of Endgame, but all right.
I still haven't seen Endgame.
oh damn it! Come on.
You
It'll
can
come back.
spoil it. I don't care.
Spoilers for Endgame. Loki creates alternate timelines by stealing the Space Stone at the end of Avengers.
That's what it does. So that's what it does. So that timeline does not. So when that happened, when he took that stone, that timeline is done. There's no timelines. That Blade timeline is done. Like that doesn't happen. So it starts a new Blade timeline, and we actually in this timeline, Wesley Snipes will actually be in this timeline. Go have Blade played by Mahershala Ali, but this time we're not going to reveal it because I want to keep. What was the character? What's his name?
Sticky Fingers.
No. Shut up.
Also, I just wanted to point this out because I just looked it up. The guy who created Blade the series is the director of Blade Trinity. Explains everything.
Damn it. Okay.
All around me are familiar faces.
Hey, it worked for Sin City. Why can't it work for Blade?
Look. This is what I want to do. I want to put instead of
the spirit.
The spirit. Yeah.
So in this universe, Mahershala Ali is doing basically the same thing that the original Blade does. Killing Deacon Frost is. Started up killing his Deacon Frost.
Vampires.
Killing the vampires. Killing his henchmen.
Eric has no idea who Deacon Frost is.
Yeah.
I know who he is. He's the bad guy from the first movie.
Yeah. So
then what's his deal?
He
Is a vampire.
And
okay.
he has it out for Blade.
Right.
Specifically.
These are all accurate statements.
Yeah.
If it's like saying, I know Spider-Man, that Norman Osborn guy, yeah, he doesn't like the Spider-Man, and Jonah Jameson yells a lot.
This is correct.
Yeah, those are all correct statements.
Yeah.
Those are all correct statements.
All right.
I'm surprised you haven't written a Spider-Man comic.
Right.
Right. But anyway, the push comes.
Look, my fan fiction is my own.
Can't you just get J.J. Abrams to give you a comic book run? Like his
Me
son.
and him had a falling out.
Oh,
I told him last that
Whatever came with that Spider-Man run.
you know,
Like I wasn't it like a thing where like
Didn't he like kill Mary Jane or
he
something?
killed Mary Jane.
all right. To make long story short, we don't reveal who Frost is until the middle of the film, and it turns out to be Wesley Snipes.
wait, Deacon Frost is Wesley Snipes?
It's gonna be played by
In
Wesley
the
Snipes.
MCU.
How does he do the whole covering himself in the sunblock thing then and make it look convincing?
I don't know, Zach. We're just.
Are you gonna make Wesley Snipes go in whiteface?
Whiteface Wesley
got.
Snipes.
That's what I got out of that.
Look. I don't know. You know the MCU is gonna do something funny. Does it really matter if he goes?
Yes.
Okay. Look.
I'll be into that.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to see. It's just a reversal. Like in this timeline, he was Blade. In this timeline, he's Frost. So.
Yeah, but wouldn't the reversal actually be he would be Dracula?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Because we're talking about a trinity.
But I do not want to put look. I do not want to put Dracula in this film. I don't want to put him in this yet because Dracula got to be earned, and that's my problem.
Here's the thing.
Yes,
Do you know?
he's public domain.
Also, do you know what also pissed me off about this movie? Dracula not caring about his own people makes no sense in the Marvel universe because Dracula actually cares a lot.
See, and this is what
he fought alongside Captain America, and that's where you bring him in.
I feel like I won't.
Yo, you just make Dracula one of the Howling Commandos.
Yeah, he was. No, he literally was one.
See, this is why I really
No, like
also have a
legitimately, you pluck one of the Howling Commandos. Obviously, not Dum Dum Dugan, and not
Well, the modern Howling Commandos have the Mummy guy and Frankencastle now too.
But this is what I world.
So it's just the Universal monsters.
True. But I don't want Dracula. I don't want that to happen. I want to.
Yeah, it's actually Wentworth Miller as Jekyll and Hyde.
But I want to put. I really would like to see him team up with Doctor Strange in the MCU because I think that would make sense.
They've done that and they don't get along very well.
Yeah, but it would be interesting to see it.
Actually,
Morbius is coming out.
I could take or leave Blade working with Doctor Strange. I would much rather watch Blade and Wong team up.
I agree with the statement.
I also would like, for no other reason than to fuck with everything, to have the guy who plays Iron Fist in that film.
Oh, please, no.
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 Scott,
let me finish.
Shang-Chi gets to be in that movie.
No. What you do
Danny
is...
ran the fuck out of that
we're
movie.
not putting Finn in this damn film.
No, we get Danny Rand, and then he pisses off Dracula, and he just literally punches his head
he
off.
get bitten. Okay, moving.
No, I don't want him bitten. I want him just decapitated.
But Shang-Chi absolutely has to be in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Scott.
All right. My pitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna stay away from the MCU. I'm doing a proper sequel to Blade 3. It's gonna take place
4G.
It's gonna take place 50 years in the future. Morbius has mutated the virus into a world-killing virus, so now the world is vampires. They're like Morbius living vampires.
I was trying to stay the fuck away from him.
Blade.
Motherfucker.
Blade is mad.
Are you pitching Ultraviolet right now?
Is that Ultraviolet?
That's Ultraviolet. Also, Scott, you didn't suffer through Ultraviolet like the three of us have.
No.
Watch it. This is your new your punishment for your
Okay. Would Ultraviolet have been better with Blade?
You in 3 seconds have already pitched a movie that exists and is awful.
I pitched that movie.
But it would be better with Blade, though, right?
It actually would make it worse.
That was Mac's pitch at the end of the Ultraviolet
Yes!
episode.
And me and Eric agreed to make it worse. And also, guess what? The main lady in that, she uses a sword too.
My pitch for Ultraviolet was a prequel starring a different guy named Red called Infrared. That was the best part of that whole episode. Well, no, the best part of that episode. The best part of that episode was the fact that I changed shirts 4 times.
God, that like I don't like Ultraviolet. I do feel like we need to force Scott to watch it now.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I have to. I just pitched it as a movie.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm like,
we won't make
hang
you
on a
watch the
second.
animated series, just the regular.
All right. Well, I guess.
Like, think of it as Eon Flux, but worse.
I've never seen Eon Flux either.
No, the movie Eon Flux, not even the TV show.
oof.
the TV show was good. So
Yeah.
It's good, and I still don't know what the plot is, and I've seen it like 6
me neither.
times.
Me neither.
I'll watch Ultraviolet. I'm not watching Eon Flux again.
No. Don't watch that.
Fair.
They're fair. We don't want to watch it. You can watch the
The
cartoon.
punishment must fit the crime, and not the other. Not you know.
You can watch. Hold on now. Look, if Scott got to watch that for
Do I have to come up with another pitch since I stole Mac's pitch that I didn't?
No,
No.
you're punished. That's your
No,
pitch.
you just have a double dipping punish.
Yeah. They're punished. You got to watch Ultraviolet now and tell us how it was.
I cannot fucking believe that happened.
I was thinking of Ultraviolet the entire time watching this movie.
I was not thinking
Like this is somehow a prequel to Ultraviolet, and it wouldn't surprise me.
And I guess it is a future
Down to the
vampire
little
virus.
girl, even for fuck's sake.
I mean, we went through a lot in that video, and I mean, if Kim was here, Kim would be like, "That's the fucking pitch Mac pitched." But
Mad World.
all right, Zach.
I don't know. I think it'll be cool, guys.
I think it'll be cool. And next thing we do, we get texts with, "I'm gonna do it this time, guys. I swear." That's how that goes.
All right, Zach. What movie you want us to watch? It's your pick.
Oh, I legitimately enjoy this movie. It's just it's Novocaine. It's one of Steve Martin's lesser entries.
Okay, cool. I'm glad
It's a dark comedy, not too dark. It's just he plays a dentist in not in the Little Shop of Horrors way.
Okay. All right,
Still,
well,
it's just a fun little movie.
It also was your pick for the poll 2 polls ago.
Yeah, or Blue Streak won, and we all
Yeah.
suffered through that.
Oh no, yeah, that was three polls ago. That's right.
Oh, before we go, I wanted to mention that this movie drove me to listening to more Cannibal Corpse. I walk among mortal beings, but I have died excavating graves. I search for decay, packs of flesh-driven zombies ready to feast. I suffer forever living only to dismember. That is where this movie drove me towards.
So you're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just baseline Zach.
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, no. This is
Baseline Zach. Super morbid and a little drunk.
Yeah.
No. This is off Tomb of the Mutilated. This is Butchered at Birth. I generally, when I'm in a good mood, it's either The Bleeding or Tomb of the Mutilated.
Gotcha.
So it's the different flavors of morbid. Gotcha.
The Cannibal Corpse album specifically.
All right, then. Well, guys, with that said, we are going to be doing Novocaine next time on another Novocaine. Yep.
For the soul.
Yep, we're gonna be doing Novocaine, and probably after that is
Okay,
my
does
pick.
anyone even get the Novocaine for the soul reference, or am I like the only one?
No, I didn't.
No, you're the only one, probably.
You've never heard the Eels.
Oh.
Philistines, all of you.
I thought you were gonna say fuck all of you, but that's something different. Yay! Anyway, guys,
Oh no, I say fuck you nearly as a compliment. Philistines should burn you much more inside.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, I want so guys. Next time we're doing.
I'm out of beer.
Okay, cool.
Another.
Raise your horns to the sky. We will drink to glory tonight.
All right. Before we fully lose Zach, what do you have to plug?
Yeah.
I've been streaming nearly daily these days, actually. And I'm currently doing Double Dragon Neon, which was developed by Way Forward, which is a hard and actually somewhat complex beat 'em up.
Yeah,
also, the music was done by Jay Kaufman of Shovel Knight fame and is amazing.
Yeah, Way Forward has this really sort of push and pull situation where they're like 90% licensed games and then like 10% Shantae.
But I would highly recommend it if you ever get a shot to play it. It's like $10 on Steam right now, and it is killer. And if you have any kind of love for like 80s neon insanity, get it. It is just completely the second level literally has this weird ass disco 80 like early 80s track that is just infectious. It's beautiful. I love it.
All right.
Oh, and I'll probably do more arcade stuff when I get a chance.
Okay. Eric, what you got to plug, buddy?
As always, you can find me on Twitter at BunkBunker. You can find me here, usually on various videos. You know, obviously, Is It Rotten? Episodes of Gamer Grudge, variously throughout the season.
Hopefully, we'll get you on GF1 again.
Hopefully, GF1 again.
Yeah,
both the episodes that I've been on have been a blast. And other than that, I keep meaning to do more things. I just never get around to them.
Yeah.
Well, here's my question. Every time you turn on your Switch to play Animal Crossing, you should just turn on your capture card.
At this point, when I'm turning on to do Animal Crossing, I'm just doing a quick run through, grabbing all my fossils, and watering a couple flowers to try.
I regret bringing this up.
That's it. It's literally nothing stream worthy, and it's only for like a couple minutes.
All right.
Oh yeah, and Eric will definitely try to get you on GF1 if we don't run out of time. Scott.
You can find me on Twitter at Chewbacca Defense. You can find me on here on Is It Rotten. You can also find me and Mac on Film Talk.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I show up on Gamer Grudge and GF1. Hopefully, I get back on there at some point.
We'll get you back on there too. You know, we're definitely.
We need somebody to help me and Eric win the fight of yes, horror movies are political.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus Christ.
How is that an argument?
Oh, that was a whole situation.
Mm-hmm. We had somebody that want to come on the show and says, "Let's go 3 hours long." It usually doesn't go 3 hours long.
3 hours would I don't think I have enough time before my addiction to cigarettes kills me to fully explain everything here on that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, get to the last one, guys. I'm Matt Poole, aka I'm Matt Poole.
He does nothing of importance on anything. He's a real drain, if anything, on society.
You're done.
I'm done drinking.
What he's saying.
I mean, I'm done drinking because I'm out of beer. If that's
okay.
Question.
Cool. I going to stream. I stream a lot of games. I've been streaming a lot of games. Not got a lot of games lately because I've been working hard. Hopefully Monday I'll be streaming another round of Resident Evil 3 or maybe The Last of Us. I don't know. I'm gonna stream something. But come watch me as I stream some games and have some fun. And also we're gonna be doing GF1 soon and GF15 and other shows that we'll be doing. So come join us, people. Come join us as we watch these shows. Join us soon. And also we will have guests on. We'll have guests on for episode.
Damn it! I wish I had a sound clip of the "It'll one of us." that whole thing.
We could.
What? No one else saw Freaks?
Oh, I've seen Freaks. That one I've seen.
I
I've
love
seen
that
Freaks and Geeks.
movie. Yeah, I have to.
Very different.
Mhm.
Honestly, are they? Yes.
Oh, Freaks.
Yeah. So guys, just so go make sure you come watch us and go watch our other content and yeah, we'll see you next time on the episode of Is It Rotten? We're gonna do Novocaine. Say bye. Bye. How do I end this thing?